We got some type of crazy gang war going on in Canada. Trap Lord Ross talking about it. Let's see what's going. Oh, hold on. Let's see what's going on.
Is the guy himself. He goes by 32 times. And this is the Vancouver Sun confirming that it was 32 times who was found dead in the burning home in Surrey.
Oh, they
British
killed him and
Columbia.
lit the house on fire.
This is what they're saying about him on Reddit. It says, I'm not surprised. Surrey was allegedly involved in multiple homicides in British Columbia and other provinces, and he constantly dissed the dead. The fact they burnt the house down after killing him wasn't to destroy evidence, but a message and to show disrespect. His death is going to cause a lot of retaliation in British Columbia.
FBI, open up!
Finish him. What you mean in bro, y'all can't be doing this like this, folks. Now, I know it's some type of drilling and killing and spilling and rapping and this and that. I know that's going on at this point, folks. That's going on in every big city in America. Do your homework. But what the fuck?
So this is the reporting from the Vancouver Sun. It says, brothers, keepers, gangster, an alleged hitman, all right? That's not me. It's not self-stitching.
Alleged hitman.
This is the Vancouver Sun, and the
hitman.
authorities are saying this guy was a hitman. Right?
Dang, that's on the news saying that shit.
You're going to hear he apparently had ties to the crew BFR, all right, which obviously Presser and his brother Boondog, that's kind of their record label. It's a crew. They're very internationally known, international budness from what I'm hearing, okay? But he 32 times was apparently tapped in with a whole bunch of different gangs from all across Canada. And here they're saying that he was a member of the Brothers Keepers and was a serious hitman, right? He was found dead in his home. Real name Nassim Ali Muhammad was found dead in a burning Surrey house on Monday, only a short time after returning to Canada, which makes it even more interesting, right?
How do you find yourself in the streets living in Canada? I don't understand that one. That's the only thing. That's like a nigga tell me he from Dubai. And you find all this other shit going on out here. You find yourself in the streets as a hitman?
Stop it. Get some help.
International budness. That's what they be saying, all right? These guys in Canada, they be doing crazy shit internationally, hits, all type of stuff, all right? I don't want to say too much. But basically, it says he just returned to Canada from the Middle East. Nassim Ali Muhammad, also known as Lil Man for his short stature, was believed to have been shot in the house before it was set ablaze. Damn. The Integrated Homicide Investigation Team wouldn't comment about the identity, but numerous social media posts have gone around, and the police and underworld sources have confirmed to Post Media that Muhammad was indeed the victim. It was a targeted incident with potential nexus to organized crime. And so the Homicide Squad are basically working with the Anti-Gang Combined Forces Special Enforcement Unit to advance the investigation. All right? And look, I'm not going to show this to you here, but it has been shared around on Reddit. And it says Post Media has obtained a copy of a photograph that appears to be Muhammad after he was shot with blood all over the right side of his face.
Damn.
Interestingly enough, it says property owner was approached by a realtor who wanted a month-long short-term rental about a week before the murder, so he'd just gotten into the house. He said the family only wanted to rent the house assessed at $2.9 million for 2 weeks, but agreed to the month when the realtor, who declined to be named, offered $10,000. The realtor paid $5,000 cash, $5,000 by e-transfer. He said he never saw Muhammad or knew that he was staying at the house. And basically the family's former home that Sandhu built himself.
So he just moved into the crib. So how the fuck? See, now it sounds spooky because if you've been living there, okay, and your ops find out you live there, okay, that's like, that can happen. But if you just moved into the crib a week or two ago and they found where you live and then broke in and killed you, like that means somebody either followed you, somebody put the drop on you or something like that, folks, because how the hell else did they find out that where you was living at?
He was apparently known, recently was detained by the U.S. Border Patrol, okay? Damn. He was known in these streets, all right? It says, we don't know that he's going to bring this guy. And the realtor basically spoke after the body was found. So I don't know what happened. He kept denying like this. Police wouldn't let him into the house Monday to see how bad the damage was. People saying, I feel so sad. The guy's saying, I feel so sad about my house. It says in recent days, Muhammad, a rapper who uses the identity 32 times, and Mula begun posting videos again on his Instagram account showing him in a vehicle driving around Surrey. He was released from a US prison in fall 2024 and had been living in Dubai, kept a low profile.
He should have stayed his dumb ass in, I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect because he passed away. So I mean, he should have stayed his ass in Dubai. Especially if he knew he was a hitman in Canada, no, don't come
Made
back
a
to Canada.
suspect in several gang murder cases in British Columbia and another province. News circulated rivals in the UN gang posted images on their social media accounts drinking champagne. One showed a cake with writing on it saying 32 times got smoked with a happy face in red icing. Mohammed posted many similar messages over the years after his enemies were murdered. In one video posted after gangster Gary Kang was killed in Surrey 2021, Mohammed flashed a firearm and boasted about the high cost of his Louis Vuitton backpack and said F Bebo, a reference to Kang's gang. I will smoke you myself, you're all pussies. All right. He's a serious guy. It says, what's left of Bebo has joined the UN gang, now the main rival of the Brothers Keepers. Mohammed's murder came 3 days after Navpreet Dhaliwal, who was aligned with the Brothers Keepers, was fatally shot in his parents' home. Damn. He was on bail after being charged in a 2024 murder conspiracy.
Oh, damn. So another somebody else.
Hey boy, don't skip this. This is important. Today's video is sponsored by CyberGhost VPN. Now I'm about to tell you why it's important. With over 38 million users worldwide, CyberGhost VPN is one of the most trusted VPN providers in the world. Do your homework on Trustpilot. Do your homework on CyberGhost VPN. Has damn near a perfect rating. You need a VPN because you need privacy. You be turning on incognito mode and you think you being private. Your internet provider, your school, your job, your home Wi-Fi, they can still see every single thing you doing. And without a VPN, you open yourself up to online scams and hacks, folks. What are you doing? That's where CyberGhost VPN come in. Is you starting to feel what I'm saying? So it's going to encrypt your internet traffic. That means hide it. And they going to reroute it to secure servers in over 100 countries. So that's what's gonna keep you secure and private, huh? Nobody, not hackers, not your internet providers, not even CyberGhost itself can see what you doing online. Now do your homework on CyberGhost. Gives you access to 40 plus streaming platforms, include Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, to name a few. And you can enjoy content that's happening in different countries, folks. Now, you only need one subscription for total protection. CyberGhost works on all devices and operating systems and lets you protect up to 7 devices at once, shorty. So it's perfect for sharing with your friends and family or just putting it on a bunch of devices in your house. Now, you can click the link in the description and get an 84% discount and 4 months free, bro. Plus, with a 45-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 customer support, you can try it completely risk-free. Do not wait. Click the link, download CyberGhost VPN, and start protecting your digital life today. Do your homework. So stay private, stay secure, and unlock global content. Get CyberGhost VPN right now for 84% off and 4 months free. All risk-free with a 45-day money-back guarantee. Click the link in the description and start protecting your digital life today.
Died 3 days before this, and he was associated with the Brothers Keepers too, and they killed him at his parents' home, and he was on bail for a murder. Coincidence? I think not.
The IHIT was called in to investigate another fatal shooting after a body was found on the 3500 block of 176th Street on a farm property. The Surrey police confirmed the victim was found before noon, and there was no information linking it to other murder cases. So he spent almost 3 years in a Washington state prison after pleading guilty to armed robbery in April 2022 for pulling a gun on 2 strangers in a Seattle area hookah lounge several months earlier, and he got 41 months for that. He was also charged in Ontario 2019 with unlawful confinement, assault, pointing a firearm, uttering death threats, theft and robbery. Mohammed skipped town while on bail at his parents' Surrey home, and the charges were later stayed. So this guy had a lot of chances. He was also caught with 3 men after crossing the border in Montana on January the 23rd, 2021. He told U.S. authorities he was an American named Bati Ahmed. Although he had no ID on him, they checked his fingerprints in the database but found no match, and they let him go. And they later learned from Canadian authorities that he was wanted back on the other side of the border. And a U.S. federal court affidavit filed in 2021 by Border Patrol agents claimed he was a high-ranking member of the Brothers Keepers gang. Canadian authorities advised he's the primary suspect in multiple gang-related homicides, and basically they didn't have details on the murders at the time, but basically then he turned up at the Empire Hookah Lounge. He threatened 2 men with a Glock if they didn't hand over their jewelry. While he was in jail, his older brother Samir was shot to death in Brampton, Ontario in September 2022. And at the time, the sergeant of British Columbia's Combined Forces Special Enforcement Unit said the elder brother's keeper had fled to Ontario because of the threats against him in British Columbia. He's an individual with a well-documented history of being involved in the local gang landscape. Bro, unfortunately, we've seen too many times they cannot hide from their past. And when he was just 21, Muhammad traveled to Russia along with Toronto rapper Pressa.
Let me tell y'all something about Pressa. So, I'm not going to tell y'all what floor I used to live in, but when I was living in LA, I lived right across the street from like the Staples Center, which is now the crypto arena. I lived right across the street in Circa. I ain't gonna tell y'all what floor I was on because that's kind of like extra. But I was living on the floor. I was living on a 2-bedroom. Let's say I was right here. Pressa used to record his songs. I don't know if it was his engineer or his producer. He used to record his songs on the other side of my apartment. You know what I'm saying? The way I found that out was because them niggas used to always have the music blasting through the wall. You know what I'm saying? And one day I randomly got an accidental airdrop, and it was a Pressa song that they was working on. They accidentally airdropped it to my computer at the time. And then one day I was leaving the crib, and I seen that nigga Pressa, and I just gave his ass like one of them. And he did like one of them type shit. But yeah, I seen a nigga Pressa. So that's just like an interesting story. It don't mean shit, but I just wanted to let y'all know. I just want to talk. That's all. You feel? And
was featured in a YouTube video of the trip. He posted regularly on his Instagram account showing stacks of cash, watches, and jewelry, and he posted pictures of a $20,000 pair of Air Jordans that he bought at a Richmond store. Now, I've got over a dozen, probably 2 dozen links about this situation. Okay, that was the most comprehensive article.
Okay,
right. Some people are not feeling it in the comments, but basically, on Torontology is saying he got a rental spot under a realtor's name. How did they get the drop on him?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
People saying maybe the realtor gave the drop in exchange for some money. People saying I heard he got drugged and shot in the head. People saying he drugged himself with all the pills and lean. And they're saying, so another Brothers Keepers member died last week. Is it internal politics or are they just getting the belt? People saying it could be internal conflicts, but they doubt it. Certainly was a respected and high-ranking member in the Brothers Keepers and was close friends to Daniel Grewal, who is Gavin de Grewal's cousin, the founder and leader of the Brothers Keepers. Unless he effed up or snitched, I highly doubt it was internal conflict. It was most definitely the UN. All right?
What the fuck is the UN?
Based on the article, sounds like they got all the info from this Reddit page. It says, was he on the run before for killing a kid that stepped out of a taxi, or am I thinking of something different? Apparently that was the murder of Tequil Willis, and apparently he was linked to the Jason and Jassy killings as well.
So he was just out there catching bodies.
I feel like maybe Jason is
he catching bodies, he robbing niggas, he shooting at niggas.
But there's pictures of the house after it was burned, and people are saying it really looks like a nightmare, like the real Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nah,
and
that shit looks crazy,
chilling,
bro.
Super creepy, the state that the property was left in.
That's crazy, bro.
To kill someone in their own home and then take a picture of their body and then set the place
and that is fucking insane.
On fire is absolutely wild.
That's some real Undertaker crazy shit, bro. You broke into his crib, you killed him, took a picture, pulled your phone out, took a picture of his dead body, and then do you know how hard it is to set a house on fire? That's not no easy task, bro. You gotta have gasoline. You gotta spread the fucking gasoline everywhere. You gotta go upstairs with it. You gotta put it on all the doors, put it on the body, that shit takes time, my guy. Then you gotta light the fire. Then you gotta make it up out of there. Then the shit gotta go up in flames for long enough before the fire department get there to put the.
Never seen anything like it.
This is some crazy.
Rest
y'all,
in peace, man.
Listen. Y'all, we ain't doing this. Hold on, what happened? Y'all, motherfuckers gonna do that like that?
Trapmore Gang. I've got one of the.
Okay, and they go. Okay.
I'm super lacking it on it. And rest in peace, man. They're saying he went.
Now, I know Toronto and Chicago. I mean, not Chicago. I know Canada in general is a pretty nice, peaceful, safe place for the most part. We don't do shit like this. We don't do shit like this in Chicago, okay? Chicago drilling is drive-bys, you know what I'm saying? Hop outs, shoot up the cars. You feel me? Occasionally, these new YNs, they shoot up people cribs and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But usually, murders in Chicago is niggas standing on the block, you get kind of caught lacking, you look right, you look left, you just, everybody run, you the one that get caught, your ops come up, do a drive-by, you end up dead, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't heard no shit like this.
People saying these British Columbia guys don't play by the same rules. They actually get their targets. People saying big ass crib still. He was living in a very exclusive and high end neighborhood.
And they did that shit in a nice neighborhood. I would have moved the next day. Can you imagine the fucking neighbors?
Telling me they took a snap of him and then burned the crib, and that is what happened. Now, an alleged picture of his body did circulate online, which was apparently taken before the fire. I don't want to show you this on screen because it is really gruesome. It's really sad.
Damn.
But what I will do is show you some of the comments. In the comments, they're saying this looks like some cartel stuff to prove he's 100%
that's what I was gonna say. Like, it looked, but this shit made... It found its way on social media too, you know what I'm saying? But it do look like some cartel type of shit. You know, maybe somebody was getting paid for it, so they took a picture to make sure they get the money or whatever the case was. You know what I'm saying? Because if he was out here killing people how they say he was and doing all that shit, it's not surprising to me that somebody would want him killed bad enough to pay a lot of money for that shit, you know?
I know there's a video. This was definitely a paid hit, and there's a rumor that I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, but there was a rumor that there was actually a video of him being urinated on in the property. That's a rumor that I've been hearing, but I don't know if that's true. I don't want to see that video. If that is a real thing, I'm not trying to fuck with any of these Canadian gangsters ever again. I don't want any of that smoke. Saying dudes got in the crib, killed him, and burnt it down. It was definitely a paid hit. They got it done in general. These dudes in British Columbia got real hitters. They do this shit all over.
See, they doing that.
I mean, as horrific as the situation is, at least he was dead before the house burnt down. Burning to death is probably one of the worst ways to go. People saying they caught him super lacking. He was about to go to bed. They're saying dudes can't even wear the bonnet freely anymore. Look, I'm not going to show you the picture, but he is wearing like a... Oh, for fuck's sake. We really got to do that. That's crazy. I'll have to blur that. Man, it's crazy. People saying that getting killed in the bonnet is crazy. R.I.P. Man.
Oh, he was ready to go to sleep.
I knew his days was numbered when he posted himself in northern Vancouver the other day. He has rich enemies. R.I.P. 32 times.
Yeah, rich enemy.
Fuck. He stays with a glizzy. Not sure why he didn't have dogs. When you're isolated, the only thing that will save you is a pit bull or cane corso. They will alert you to the threat.
Okay.
Then you grab your guns and do what's necessary to protect your life. Okay.
You ain't lie about that.
Does look like they got him in his sleep. Posting a pic after is wild. Saying a shorty definitely lined him up, put something in his drink or something, and opened the door. Saying GGG or the towns would never be able to pull off something like this.
So who is pressing them ops though? Because they said he got rich ops. Who is them people? Who is his ops? Like, because I know if he was cool with, I guess, brothers keepers is what they call themselves, and I feel like that's Pressa and them. I'm thinking. So who the fuck is his ops? Is top 5? The top 5 niggas, is them his ops? Y'all got some real damn Iran fucking Afghanistan shit going on out there. Y'all figured out that's too cold for this shit here.
Rid of the evidence. Now, I'm going to be really careful what I show you going forward. But basically, the Canadian authorities, as we saw in that article, they made it very clear that he was the suspect in numerous homicides all over Canada in multiple provinces. And this says, seeing dudes traveling the world, enjoying life, then going back to their home city to get smoked is crazy. You got to get rich and relocate.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't understand. If you know you a hitman, you know you got real murders, real bodies, real cases, and all this shit, and you was just in Dubai kicking it. Why you ain't stay in Dubai? Y'all couldn't pay me enough to come back to my motherfucking city. I know I got bought.
But it says they'll get you anywhere if they want you bad enough. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. So he was apparently getting a lot of money. Now, as it was mentioned in that article that I showed you at the beginning, he had apparently spent like damn near $30,000 on a pair of Jordan Dior's. And this is the video they're referring to when they're basically saying this is a throwback to when Surtee spent $1.5 bricks on some Dior Jordans. And they said RIP to the richest spiller. And they're calling for 20 for 1. Which, if you didn't know, is a reference to when THF Bezu, the Chicago gangster who was locked in with the crew THF, Trigger Happy Family, he's also close with Lil Durk and OTF. He basically got killed, and they said they're going to kill 20 people in revenge for him. So people are actually calling for the same thing to happen with Surtee 2 times. But this is him basically bigging up that he spent a lot of money, and this is on Boondog's, I believe this is on Boondog's story, or Boondog from BFR is kind of broadcasting this. But yeah.
Oh, receipt, Stay Fresh. He bought it from Stay Fresh.
I'm gonna tell y'all something though. This is the type of shit. Don't get caught. if you listen, if you ain't got no motherfucking $100 million or no $40 million, you should not be spending no $30,000 on no fucking Jordans. I don't give a fuck what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of niggas will be doing that. And it was a nigga in my comments on Instagram the other day. I was trying to teach him some shit. His dumb ass wasn't trying to listen. But he like, yeah, nigga, yo chain fake. You got moissanite, woody woody woo. And I'm like, okay, I've had moissanite chains before. And now I have like lab diamond chains. I'm not spending $50,000 on no fucking natural diamond chains that's just gonna shine. Now I will spend $100,000 on my AP because when I spent $100,000 on my AP, and right now it's worth like 130 or some shit like that. So I technically made money from that. But the type of diamonds you got or how much you spent on these Dior Jordans and shit like that, like that don't make you richer or broker. That just means you spent more money. For all we know, this could have been his last 30, 40,000 he spent on these shoes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't ever think that you got to do some shit to keep up with these niggas. Or your diamonds got to be real. But man, fuck them people, man. Oh God, I feel like that a lot of these niggas is goofies. You know what I'm saying? Because you gonna spend all that money on these Jordans, or you gonna spend $50,000 on one chain, and then as soon as you leave the jeweler, that chain ain't worth shit. That chain worth $25,000 as soon as you walk out of the jewelry store. Why would I do that when I can go spend $5,000 on this lab diamond shit, and when I walk out, I can come back next week and get $3,500?
He bought it from Stay Fresh. You guys know that's a real place. You know what I'm saying? So you know they're real. He went in there with his cash, probably all hundreds. And Jeanette probably just got wet. That's what happened. That's what the fuck happened. Seen my nigga, young niggas, Mod Mollies came in there. He probably went in there with 100 bags.
I hate the accent though. I hate.
Seen the first Dior's. That was probably the only Dior's they had. He put it on. He said, yeah, bless, yeah, bless. These are neat. Like Crody. He probably looked at one of the man and said, yo, these are neat. Like.
So this is like I'm clocking this now. This is Boondog basically telling the story of Surty just going in there and spending 30K on shoes.
Brody, they're hard.
I don't want to hear about him spending 30K on shoes. Why do I care about that, Ross? I'm here to talk about one of the last things Surty reposted before he got shot to death. When the ops tell you they gonna get you when they see you, but you've been waiting since the last time they said that. Oh, he reposted that and he died pretty soon after. And I feel like that's the main problem with a lot of these niggas is they think because, see, I feel like when these niggas catch a body, bro, and they kill somebody, they start to think that they just invincible. They start to think that they just can't be touched no more. They feel like they just over tough now. That's why I get on here and tell y'all ass, like, gang, you could catch 100 bodies. That shit don't make you bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? Every time you raise your gun and pull that trigger, you really just increasing the chances of you getting killed or going to jail. There's only two options. And I don't give a fuck if you in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the USA, Chicago, LA, fucking Tokyo, all the way back to Spain. You hear me? The streets only got two options, jail or death. I don't give a fuck where you can take your way. You can go to Mars with this shit. You can go to Pluto, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Neptune. You can go to all these. You can go anywhere you want. You go 5 galaxies over. You pick the streets, you go shorty your ass gonna be dead or in jail. There's nothing else that's gonna happen for you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a few niggas might get a few little money. That's why they do shit like, I'm gonna go buy these Dior's. Fuck it. Because they know, the way they thinking, they know that they ain't got that much long to live or to be free. So here, if I got 40,000 to my name, I'm gonna spend 30,000 on these Dior's. Fuck it, I always wanted them. At least I feel cool for a minute. Motherfucker gonna be dead in jail soon anyway, so I might as well blow this bread. That's how they think of it. That's why they do the shit that they do. That's why they stay high, because that's the only way they could deal. That's why all these niggas you see the Bloodhound Lil Jeffs, the Q50s, all these niggas that's killing people. They always on heavy drugs. They always on lean all day. They always on 14 perks every hour. They always smoking. That's because they trying to, they first of all, they fighting demons. And they trying to walk around like everything chicken ass when really they scared as hell at night. They got bad dreams. They coming out they sleep shaking and cold sweats. And you feel me? They can't really deal with the shit that they did and the shit that they facing. They can't deal with that shit for real. So they got to do hard drugs. You know what I'm saying? they gotta spend all their money. They gotta go crazy and do all this shit because they know that they time coming. So I just want y'all to know, whether it's Canada, Chicago, New York, LA, Chicago, whatever, back to Texas, up all the way to Seattle. You pick the streets, boy, your ass gonna die or you gonna go to jail. It's no other option.